Hello everyone, welcome to Survival Game Guide and our return to Moria series. We have progressed into kind of like the next phase of the mines, which is the Elven Quarter. It's a very pretty place. Highly recommend building a base here, honestly. And with the new kind of location comes new resources, new enemies, new things to find. And today's episode is about hide, gathering hide, because hide is going to be one of the newer resources that you need to craft like the next tier of gear, basically. And you might not be it might not be immediately clear what creatures drop hide and which ones don't. So let's get into it. So there are kind of like two creatures that drop hide consistently, I would say, in the Elven Quarter, and that is the Hiruas, something like that. It's an very elvish name. I think it's like I can actually go right here. It is here we go. Hiruas Oras. Yep. I'll leave that to the elves to say that name. And basically, these are the guys they sometimes spawn in like the earlier parts of the mine, the starting area of the mines, but they primarily spawn here in the Elven Quarter. And these are those white does and white stags with like the golden antlers. They're very pretty, honestly. I always feel bad when I have to kill them because that's just how it is. There's one right there, for example.
Quiet. I see prey ahead.
And he knows it. But look at that. They're just so pretty. They are very majestic. And the other creature is cave bears, and they're tough. They're over there. That's that one right there. And if you're desperate for hide, sure, go for bears, but they hit hard and they're hard to take down unless you have like some pretty decent weaponry. It's really the easiest way to get hide if you want to farm it, for example, just to go for these lovely deer, which is really sad. Now, there are kind of like two methods to go after the deer. You can go, melee if you want, or you can go, I think, a slightly more efficient way, which is with your bow and arrow. Now, if you have the workbench unlocked, if you don't, I have a video for that on how to do that. Watch that out. Check that out. It'll be in the description. You can. This is where you're gonna craft the hunting bow. Is the workbench. We'll go right in. There it is. You do need 8 elven wood and 2 hide scraps to make the bow, and then obviously you'll need arrows too, which is just wood scraps, 15 of those, and metal fragments, 3 of those. I have already made some. They're in my slot here. And the reason why I recommend using a bow over like a melee weapon is really just because it can be these guys are fast. Like, we'll just do a quick little thing and you guys can see just how fast they are. Because I'm a dwarf. I got little legs, Like, we're going to be like, oh, I'm going to come fight you. And, like, he's, like, running off. And I can't keep up. He's too fast. Sometimes they're dumb and they run back at you, obviously, like that. But it's hard. It's hard for melee. So I actually recommend, like, sometimes they'll get stuck and you'll get lucky. But the arrows are just a little bit easier. And, like, you can sometimes one-shot these guys. Like, if you can get a headshot in, you'll hit them in one go. Now, the bad thing about using the hunting bow is that it's really hard to aim. You think that it's gonna go like where the circle is, but it's really actually not. Oh, there we go. There was our headshot there. And then if this guy will lift his head, we'll try and do the same thing with him. There we go. It doesn't have great range, this hunting bow. I imagine there are better bows out there. Ooh, did you see how that went to the right? So weird. That perhaps have better accuracy. This is just the hunting bow, obviously. So, it's not the best bow in the world. You gotta kind of have to figure a way around it. But it is very effective, especially if you can get those headshots. I took those guys down in one hit. And then I got a good amount of meat, because I do drop a decent amount of meat too, honestly. And then we've got 5 hide. So, that's what I need. But that's let me just quick. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Being honest, let me make sure it's actually hide, because the other guys who are kind of walking around, the wolves, those guys over there, they're like, I don't know what they are, to be honest. They're like almost like boar, but not. They're like weird canine-like things. I'm not too sure, but they drop hide scraps, which is not the same thing as hide. So if you need hide for whatever you're trying to make, you're gonna have to go over either the deer
nest.
or the bears. And if you do want to go for the bears, I would definitely recommend still using the hunting bow, just because that'll get you a few shots in before he catches up to you. Because they do hit hard, and they have a lot of health. They have like a pretty decent amount of health for like this kind of tier of weaponry. Obviously, if like you have progressed further in the game and then you come back here, you might have like a little bit easier time because you have better weapons. But if you're just using weapons that you basically kind of get when you come to this area for the first time, it's a tough fight. So go for the deer, in my opinion, and use the hunting bow. And that's about it. So good luck with your hunting. May you have many hides for you to use in your crafts. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.